Hey everyone, welcome to the Nerdy Cool Dad podcast. This is episode 8, and I'm in a much better mood today than I was yesterday. I don't know what it was, and I really don't think I was the only one. Almost everyone I talked to was kind of in a weird mood. Um, I don't know, maybe it's just like sort of the midweek blues or something like that. I don't know. Maybe there's something. I shouldn't say something in the air. That would not be appropriate. But given given what's going on, but yeah, I don't know what it is. I just feel better today. I'm not as sort of depressed as I was yesterday. And maybe it's just because the weekend's coming up and I can de-stress a little bit more. Um, but one thing I was thinking about is. Last weekend, I didn't really pay attention to the news or anything, which was great in the short term. But once Monday and Tuesday hit, it was just kind of like a big weight to bear, and I think maybe that's what triggered me. But I'm just gonna kind of keep in the know. I mean, it's good to know. I don't want to make myself paranoid necessarily. Um, looking at a lot of the statistics and the cases spreading and the deaths every day and all that. I mean, it can drive you a little crazy. I mean, I'm gonna look anyways, but I'm not gonna have it on my second screen as something I'm staring at constantly while I'm working today or anything of that nature. But yeah. Yeah, I'm just gonna keep the good times going, really, as much as I possibly can. One thing I definitely wish I had more of were puzzles. Um, Called up my mom today to see if she can lend me some. Obviously, I'm gonna disinfect them before I bring them inside, but yeah, puzzles are great. What I'm really enjoying right now is just talking to people. Typically, when you have a busy work week, you get home, you don't really want to be too social. At least I don't. You're tired from working. If you've got kids, you gotta feed them and give them some attention, and then do the whole bedtime routine. And by the time that's done, like you don't really want to do anything. You want to get on the couch and watch some TV or something like that, play some video games. But I am enjoying having chats with family and friends, and um, it's just kind of change of pace, and I'm really enjoying it. And even last Friday, I think it was Friday. Yeah, it was Friday. Um, my wife and I would just hung out on the couch and talked. We had a bottle of wine, and it was really nice. We didn't put on any TV, nothing like that. We didn't play any games. We just talked. How we're feeling. What's going on. Like what this means. What we can expect to see. Maybe it was good conversation. It was something that I think more people should do on a regular basis with their significant others or friends or anything like that. Just it was. I would say it was very healthy. All right. So do what you got to do, but yeah, it would. I think it'd be very beneficial if you're not having conversations with people, even like just hop on a video chat and have a drink with someone. Um, Super great. Really enjoy it, and I'm going to do more of it. So anyone wants to chat, hit me up. Um, One thing I did want to discuss today in the podcast is, again, social distancing. I really don't think people are understanding what this means. And, I base this off of conversations I see going on in Facebook and other social media platforms, what people are doing. And I can't stress this enough. Social distancing means social distancing, not being socially or being distant while being social, if that makes sense. Okay, so let me break this down. Going to hang out with your friends on the street, standing 6 feet apart, is not social distancing. That's being social and trying to come up with a system that's pretty ridiculous. I mean, these measures are in place, or at least are supposed to be in place, to get us to understand that if we're in a situation where you need to buy groceries or you have to go to a doctor's office or something essential, that if you're in that situation, that you're 6 feet apart from 6 feet apart from people. All right, we're not creating these rules to get around what people are telling us to do. And if that's your mindset, get rid of it, because that's completely the opposite of what we're supposed to do. All right, so let's think about that. Um, if you have to get out and go for a walk, go for a walk. That's fine. Maybe avoid parks. If you know you're gonna to bump into someone um, unexpectedly or anything like that, it'd be too close quarters with someone. Just avoid doing it. Again, we see the numbers rising. This is nothing new to us. It's getting exponentially worse every day. So let's just get our shit together. Let's not push the boundaries of what this means. We're not looking for loopholes. I feel like we're all teenagers and our parents said we couldn't do something and we found a way to somehow bend their words so that we can still have our cake and eat it too. Um, just stop it. This is going to get out of control. And again, as I mentioned yesterday, we need the government to just initiate a lockdown because I just don't trust people. Honestly, I see so much stupid activity going on for people just bending the rules, as I mentioned, every day right now, and it's just getting more and more infuriating for people like myself that are following the rules and are trying to make an impact. And no, just I wouldn't say no one else, but a lot of people just don't get it or they don't give a shit. I don't know what it is, but we need to initiate a lockdown. The sooner we do it, the better we're going to be. The faster we'll get through this, and the better our economy will be when the dust settles. Otherwise, it's just again these half-ass measures. They're not amounting to anything. And then on that note, um, things like groceries. I mean, I let me tell you, I'm not interested in fast food right now. I mean, fast food's horrible for you as it is, but I really don't think the precautions are being taken. To give you an example, I was at an A&W the other day, and I wanted to get my free coffee. To get your free coffee, you have to upload their or download their application. And so the person at the drive-through window was telling me this is what you have to do. And at one point, she asked, "Oh, can I just see your phone? I'll do it for you." No, you can't. You can't see my phone. Don't touch my phone. Like, you not understand what's going on right now. So I mean, I live in Oshawa, in the Durham region, and we're on a state of emergency now because someone in a Whippy McDonald's, one of the workers, was diagnosed with COVID-19. And I think there was like a superstore as well. So what's happening is all these businesses, and I don't think McDonald's is an essential business. I'm sorry. I think everyone can do without fast food for a little while. Um, they're not being careful, and even if they say there's mandates to be careful, I can't say that these employees are taking it seriously. And no offense to the younger generations, but they've already showed during spring break that they really don't give a shit and are pushing these boundaries. And if I sound like an old man today, well, then so be it. It's the way it goes. But yeah, I mean, I don't trust what's going on, and that people are being careful. And I'm done with that. I can't be bothered. I will not order anything else. Even I had a grocery order that we set up this week for Walmart. It's not coming for like 2 weeks. I don't really necessarily want to wait that long. Not that I'm struggling for anything. I think that there's just a couple of things I would like to have. It would be nice to have. Instead, I'm gonna go pick it up this weekend, or maybe on Monday I don't know when it's quiet at the at the grocery stores anymore. Probably is never a time that is quiet. But yeah, I just don't trust who's touching what and who's being careful, who's not being careful. And I think going to the grocery store myself would make me feel a little bit more in control of what's going on. I'm going to avoid any loose produce that people are touching. I'm going to kind of stick to things that are prepackaged, and that kind of goes against how I typically am. I like having fresh produce and things of that nature, but yeah, I just gotta kind of be a little bit more careful in that regard. If you're buying things at a grocery store, your best bet is to maybe just leave them in your car or on your front porch or your garage for 3 days. It's been apparently, right now, best practices. We know that at least we think we know that the virus can last for 3 days on surfaces. So, I mean, there's other ways of dealing with it. You can disinfect your packages, things like that. But I would definitely be careful about how we go about doing it. All right. Um, I was talking to my sister-in-law yesterday, who is a nurse, and she gave me a really interesting uh, uh, point of view here. Um, when you're going out to the grocery store or you happen to go to a park, which you shouldn't be doing, assume there is shit on everything. Like, okay, so if you went and walked or were in the park and you accidentally smeared dog shit on your hand, would you be touching your face with it? Would you be doing anything but wanting to wash your hands? No, like that would be your main priority. You wouldn't want to do anything, and that's literally the mentality that we need to live by right now. Like, just assume there's shit on everything, and if you have that in mind, I think it'll put things into perspective. You'll be a little more cautious, and it's an interesting perspective, that's for sure. But I think that's what you need to do, and you know, if you're in a situation where you think that you know better than what's going on, or this isn't going to be a big deal or anything like that, like one thing to consider is people at hospitals, like nurses, doctors. No one knows what the hell's going on. Like, there's no protocol for this. No one knows what to do. So why would you even bother trying to chance yourself of contracting a disease or this influenza, or gambling with anything? Like, there's no rule book. There is no code on what we need to do here. So you're really taking a gamble if you contract this. And as we've seen, if you end up at a hospital, there's gonna be no loved ones around. There's gonna be no support. I doubt you're gonna be able to have your cell phone with you, anything like that. And if it gets really serious, you're gonna die alone. Like, not to scare people, but like at some point you do need to use fear as a tactic to get people to come around to what's actually transpiring here. So let's keep that in mind, and be a little bit more thoughtful going forward, and a little bit more and I say a little bit more cautious. Let's be a hell of a lot more cautious than what we're currently doing, because I've seen some asinine things, and it's very, very frustrating. I'm not even going to get into specific examples, but one thing that really needs to be looked at is your religious beliefs. Okay. Now, I'm not a religious person. I grew up Catholic, but I'm not religious at all anymore. I won't get into why or how, but if you want to have that conversation with me, feel free. But I don't want to push my own agendas on people. But what you have to do, and I'm going to be very careful in what I say because I don't want to offend people that are religious, but do not let religion get in the way of common sense. Okay? Just because you are devout, or you've been praying a lot, or you feel like this is God's plan, or whatever that might be, let's use some common sense. Okay? The science is there. Let's believe in what our doctors, our professionals that get paid to deal with this sort of stuff are telling us, and let's react accordingly. Let's not be self-delusional and think that this is part of a grander plan or anything like that. No, just a bunch of series of events happen. We've been warned about this sort of thing for a number of years, and let's take it as that. Okay, I won't focus too much more on it, but let's not pretend that we have this safety barrier on us because we're religious in any way, whether you're Christian, Islamic, anything like that, whatever your religion might be. I don't really care, but let's just have some common sense, people, and let's not think we're above the law here, or anything of that matter. But to get out of this kind of rabbit hole I've put us on here. Really cool things that I'm seeing right now, from production companies. So when I say production companies, it's probably not the right term. So companies that were producing goods for like sports, for example, are using this time um, to produce goods that are going to help humanity. So, good example is Bauer. They make a lot of hockey gear, things like that, sports equipment. They're making visors for doctors and health professionals that really need them. I saw Dyson is starting to make some ventilators. I know I've seen some things from Elon Musk saying that if they need to do ventilators themselves or anything, that they're happy to change their manufacturing to that. I think I've seen some other automotive manufacturers say the same thing. I've seen a lot of breweries, distilleries, like local ones, they're doing hand sanitizer. So everyone's doing their part right now, and it's really fantastic to see. Do what's important now. Whatever. I'm not going to get into the economics of this, and maybe people are just doing this to make money while they can. It doesn't matter. We're looking at this for the greater good of humanity right now, and whatever needs to be done, just do it, and that's the end of it, right? So great to see, and that's pretty much all I have for today. I could go on probably longer, but hey, then I wouldn't have any content for tomorrow, and that would be a travesty. So keep it as it is right now, and don't forget to stay the fuck home. John out.